That is all down to us. We're taking all that credit. Could we see Luke 09 featuring? Alright everybody, and welcome back to a very late match preview on the channel. This one is for Chelsea versus Sunderland on a Saturday. It's Reggie versus Enzo. But before we get on the rest of the video, do us a massive favour. Smash the thumbs up on this one and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Now as always, these videos are brought to you by Tyne & Weir Garage Doors. Go and check them out on Facebook. And then we'll start with the score predictions. A few of you got them right. Now it was Peter Smith, Bravo Alpha, Colin Horton, David Jackson and Mac and Baz. Yous are all in the hat for the shirt. If you want to get involved, just leave a comment in the comment section and get this correct score and you strike in the hat. Don't worry, the past couple of games, no one has been forgotten. And I've seen a few of you try to get the comments in after the game. Behave, will ya? It doesn't work. Now then, let's get the most important news out the way with first, and it's enough to wipe your smile off any Sunderland fan. And that is Alderweireld is not going to feature at all due to concussion protocol. Oh, I had to bite my tongue there. I'm gutted because he's been absolutely immense since he came in. Proper brick wall. It's clear to see with his short time spent at the Stadium of Light why he had the most clearances in La Liga. He's just been proper mint, and I'm gutted that he'll not feature at all. Our defence has been class. It really has. We've been solid at the back. I think we've kept 4 clean sheets this season, which speaks volumes to how well they've gelled, especially in defence. Now, with Nordy playing at right back, does this mean now he's going to drop in at centre-half and Ronaldo comes straight in? Could we see Luke 09 featuring? You know, it's a massive headache what Reggie's going to have, really is. But with Ronaldo, he made the silly decision to get himself sent off. It was stupid. Obviously, he's learned from that. But for me, he's got to work to get back into the Sunderland team. I don't think he should just be given the spot. But then what do? Do you bring in Luke 09 at centre-half and play Hume at left-back and Nordy at right-back? I didn't know. I didn't know. I would probably go with Ronaldo, Hume, Nordy and Ballard. That's what I would probably do for the game against Chelsea. One other thing, and I would like to know your thoughts on this one. The striker position. Is it now a chance for somebody else to have a go? Maybe Mienda starts, or would you like the physicality what Robbie brings to play against Chelsea? It's another idiot what Reggie's going to have. But if you remember at the start of the season, we played Mienda and then Wilson kept coming off the bench and scored, and then Reggie obviously had to give him a chance, and he's been his go-to man. But he hasn't scored in 3 games, so I like Isidore. He's my favourite player in a Sunderland shirt. On and off the pitch, I think he's class. So I don't know. That's another headache to have. Wait a minute. One thing I think he should do, and I think a few years might agree with this one, is start Talby out of Traore. Simply because of how well Talby tracks back. His defensive duties, he's up there, he really is. We've been noticing this, me and Stephen, the last 3 or 4 games where he's been getting on, or he's even started before Reggie put Traore in, that he does work hard tracking back. So coming up against Chelsea, who, let's be honest, gone off their start, and the way they've been playing in the Champions League, and how big their squad is, and how they're able to rotate, and players can come in and do a job. I don't want to say it, but we could be like, you know, our backs against the wall at times, and I think Talby is going to be working his arse off. Same with Lafay, where Lafay, you've got to give him credit, the way he's been tracking back and defending. He was amazing against Wolves the other week on Saturday. So, a lot of headaches for Reggie to have, but looking at Chelsea, our opponents on Saturday, who would have thought after 8 games, Sunderland would be on the same points as Chelsea, who's in 5th? Madness. Absolutely madness. Every single one of us would have snapped your hands off at that. Now, before we start talking about Chelsea and the way they've started the season, how many points do you reckon we're going to get out of the next 8 or 9, maybe 10 games? There's a few teams in there we should be looking at trying to get maximum points from, and that's likes of Everton, Fulham, Brighton's up there. Bournemouth, even though they've had a brilliant start and they're playing some good football, you want to be looking at trying to get some points off them. Then you've got a load of the big lads, and then obviously Newcastle, and then Leeds, Brighton as well is in that mix as well. You want to get points off them and all. Let us know how many points do you reckon we'll get out of them games by the end of December. Obviously, like that's the first half of the season, 20 points, 20 points the next half of the season. It's easy seeing that really, and especially when we're so early on in the season. But let us know. It'd be nice to see what years reckon. So then Chelsea, they won the Club World Cup thing or whatever it was before the season started, didn't they? And they've took the form into the Premier League and they've been playing some really good football, especially in the last 3 or 4 games or so. Now, last night, they absolutely demolished Ajax 5-1. And a certain Mark Gue scored. Thank you for that development, what we brought that lad on. Leaps and bounds from them to get on and score in the Champions League. That is all down to us. We're taking all that credit. But no, all jokes aside, he scored, and I think Tyreek George, another youngster, and I think 3 youngsters basically scored, teenagers. And they changed the team a hell of a lot. You didn't have Pedro playing, Garnacho wasn't playing. There was quite a few who wasn't. When it comes to these match previews, me and Stephen like to give you players who I think we should keep an eye out on. Obviously, they're going to have Pedro, if he's fit, starting. He's unreal. He's in my dream team. He's a good player. But one I think we should really keep an eye on, and he dictates the game, and that is Enzo Fernandez. What a baller he is. There's another player as well, Neto, who's top draw. They've got, we all know how much money they've spent on the squad throughout the past couple of seasons, and they're starting to see the fruits of the labour, should I say, with these young players coming through. And it's going to be a very, very difficult, hard game, especially going down at Stamford Bridge. The last time we played down there, we got beat 5-1. I know that was in 2017, but 2016 we did win 3-2, but that was at our place. So it's been a while since we played each other in the Premier League. And like I said, it's going to be a hard game. Now, in the Premier League, Chelsea themselves, they battered Nottingham Forest 3-0. And they had a man sent off. Now, we beat them as well. They were struggling under... Now, it was... Who was there when we played them? There's been that many managers gone through the door at Forest, I forgot. I know Big Ange got sacked recently, and now Sean Dyche is in there. But who was in there when we beat them? I think it was Big Ange, sorry. Big Ange was still in there when we beat them 1-0. And then they went on to beat Liverpool 2-1. I watched that game, and it was a really, really good game. Late goal as well. Now, the game before that, they got beat at home 3-1 off Brighton. And the game before that, they got beat 2-1 off Man U. But the game where they got beat off Man U, I will put that down to the manager. He jumped the gun with the substitutes, and he took off all the attacking players after the goalkeeper got sent off. And then when Casemiro got sent off, Man U just sat back and held on after they went 2-0 up. Chelsea got another goal to make the third goal to make it 2-1. And I just thought, if he didn't jump the gun there, I thought Chelsea would have beat them. But that's by the by. The home form, they're sitting down in 12th and Sunderland are 11th for away form. Our away form isn't as good as our home form. Our home form is mint. We haven't lost at the stadium yet. So I'd like to see our away form improve just slightly. Obviously, because then it sees us at the end of the season, which is our main goal, is finishing above the dotted line. That is an amazing season if we can manage that. That's what we've got to be looking for. And hopefully we can do that. Now, these have got some other good players who we'll have to keep an eye on, as well as the ones I've mentioned. Pedro, Neto, Enzo. Then you've got Cucurella, who plays a full-back in with a big air. Then you've also got Garnacho, who left Man United to join Chelsea. They've got abundance of players, and like I said, it's going to be a hard game. It's going to be a tough one to say the least. Now then, moving on to the lads. I know I did say Reggie's got a massive headache with the defence, but this is what I would go with. Roofs in goal. Left back has got to be Ronaldo. He's got to come in. He is very good defensively, and he's got a lot of pace, which we'll need. So for me, he comes in. Then Ballard, Nordy, back in that centre half. He's got to, and he's been playing well at centre back and right back when he played against Wolves. So for me, Nordy, Hume. That's what I would do at the back. I would go Xhaka, Chris Rigg, Lafay, Talby. My headache is the striker spot. Obviously, I love Wilson. I really do. But he hasn't scored in 3. So should somebody else be given a chance now? Mienda started up for us, didn't he? And then Wilson got in the team because of his performances off the bench, scoring goals. Robbie, I haven't seen enough of him. Physicality, big lump. Should he be starting up against Chelsea and them two big centre halves? I wouldn't be too fussed if he did that. Either way, do you know what? I can't pick. It's going to have to be Bobby for his physicality. He can hold it up and get our attackers bombing on. So for me, that's what I would go with. Now then, the score prediction. Listen, I'm not delusional by any stretch of the imagination. I'm really not. This is a very hard opponent who we're going to be coming up against. They're going to be there and thereabouts come the end of the season, like near the top of the league. So I'm under the illusion like it's going to be hard, just like every game is. I didn't want to say Sunderland going to get beat. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Sunderland 2. I swear down, I'll be absolutely buzzing if we can manage to get a draw down there. But there you have it, quick match preview. It's not as good as what we normally do, but I've literally had no time. So much so, I'm by myself. Stephen doesn't have, we've been busy as out the last couple of days, so apologies for the video and it not being up to scratch, but what can we do? Join us on the live stream because it'll be a scream. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in a bit.